This week on Bad Brackets, we finally put down the college football game to talk about the best sports video games. Hello and welcome to another edition of Bad Brackets. I'm your host, Randy Isbell, and I did say that we finally put down college football. We're recording this before it comes out, and I'm just dying to play it. So I'm just imagining myself playing it all weekend long before this episode actually drops. So I'm putting myself already in that mindset. Hopefully it is as fun as it is in my head on the screen. But we are talking about the best sports video games of all time in honor of college football finally coming back to the video game world. With me this week, Mr. David Dufenberg.
It is I. Tired of getting second place.
Coming back for the first time in a really long time, it's Robert Taylor.
Last time I was on the show, I gave y'all a prediction. Just want to remind you guys.
He went out on a huge limb, and
I'm a Chargers fan, so.
And the man looking for the first ever three-peat here on Bad Brackets. The man that finally got the 22 seed. The man that broke the all-time or the single episode points record. Mr. Robert Hagan.
It's all about me, kid. Let's go.
It's Hagee time.
It's not going to go well, I think. For Robert, we will see how things go. All right, your rules for this episode. Each of these contestants are going to give me 3 possible video games that they think are going to be on the 24-item bracket. We'll randomly select who goes first here in a second. Points are given out based on the seeding of that game. So it's the 14 seed. You get 14 points. If it's not on the bracket, you get absolutely nothing. And now the 22 seed has been hit. No bonus points for that. Maybe a different system will come out later. Doof gave me an idea. I'll him and haw about it as this episode goes on, but we'll see if I decide to implement it or not. Before the show, each of these 3 gave me their predictions for the Final Four and champion. If they get any of the Final Four right, they get 2 points for each one. If they get the champion right, they get 5 total points. Here are your winners as we continue to go on. And yes, Robert's ugly face is on there back-to-back times. It's on there a lot as well. And that is why he is the head honcho of Mount Rushmore. And I'm getting tired of using this graphic, Doof.
So am I.
He is still trying to climb the mountain to surpass Harry and be the 4th person to win 3 of these episodes. He has tried.
One good-looking Mount Rushmore, I just got to say.
He has tried 3 times, and he has failed all 3 times. Your points leaders. David also has a chance to catch Harry in points if he has a fantastic episode this week. Harry is in 4th, and then your main 3. Sean Hagan, you're in 2nd. You could be the 2nd person in the top 500, and you're also not far away from catching Eric for the all-time points leaders. So that's another thing that Robert can shoot for here today. And of course, your average episode or points per episode leaders, because there are people like Robert Taylor who are not on all the time, like Hagan and Doof and Eric and Sean. Scott now is your leader after Brian struggled a bit last week. He's averaging over 40 points an episode. Brian is still up there. He's at 39.5. Sean at 38.6. There's Robert Taylor, his 1 episode. He scored 38 points. Did finish 2nd.
Quality over quantity, baby.
That episode. Hagan has moved up to 5th. He's at 37 points. And then David at 35.43. So 4th through 6th, all on this episode. Before we get to the wheel, one twist to this episode. We're going to do the Capcom rules that I had when we did that episode as well. 1 game per franchise. So as these guys try to make their draft picks, is Madden going to be on the bracket? Most likely. But what year? What year of these games is going to end up making the bracket? Just to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's get into it. Let's see who gets the very first pick.
Probably not me. Still
It
have
is
it
definitely not you. Ooh, it is really close.
It's on the line.
Wow. It gives it to Hagen.
Oh, he's the bridesmaid.
I need to get a different wheel. This wheel freezes so bad sometimes. This
WD-40.
website is rough.
Ah,
And David gets the second pick. And Robert will get the third. That's okay, as the third pick has won 10 episodes so far. So has the second pick. That top pick has only won 6 times.
I'm here to not live up to those expectations.
All right, Hagen. You're looking for back-to-back wins, and you get the first pick.
Yeah, I told you I think I'm gonna struggle a little bit with these guys, but I'm gonna jump out with one that was made a couple of times. Big fan of his. Give me Tony Hawk.
Which one?
Oh,
That's the point we just said. One game per franchise. You can't give me a franchise.
I am gonna go Pro Skater.
Well, that's
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. David.
Now I almost want to say Tony Hawk 2, but since they technically released this game a second time, I gotta say NHL 94.
NHL 94. Taylor. Back to
so.
back.
I learned the last time how Randy does some of his things. So what you might think is high on, and it's high on a lot of lists, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be high on Randy's list.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also learned you placate to the host a little bit. So give me MVP baseball 2005.
That was gonna be my second pick.
05. Okay.
And then the second pick is it's got to be on the bracket somewhere. I'll be very disappointed. Give me Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. Back to David.
You know what? I actually think I am going to do it. Tony Hawk 2. Tony Hawk 2 it.
Well, we're now guaranteed
Yeah.
that somebody will have a miss on here. Hagen, back to you.
I'm gonna go with NBA Jam, the original.
Solid.
Very solid.
Okay.
I was gonna take Wii Sports, but Taylor took it. That was gonna be my third pick. So I am going to go with MLB The Show 09.
Dangerous pick with I'll just go MLB Show. With how many MLB The Shows there are.
Yeah.
Okay. David, back to you.
I'm gonna just go with the original NFL Blitz.
The original. Okay. Taylor, close us out.
I'm so torn between these two games, and since I'm the last one, I'll just name
Talk
them
it
both so
out.
you guys talk it out. I mean, I'm torn between what I know is going to be on there and what I think is going to be at the end. So like I'm pretty positive Punch Out's going to be on here, but if I want to try to go for points, I'm thinking SSX Tricky. So go big and go hard. Give me SSX Tricky.
All right. There are your picks. We will keep an eye on how all of this goes. How mad everyone is going to be at me. All right, here we go.
That was me last time.
Start things off, your 14 seed. How about NFL Street?
Yeah.
Is it better? The NBA Street Volume 2. Which street game is better? Okay. Everybody have an answer for me? Let's see it. NBA, NFL Street. Hagen, why did you go with the NFL Street game?
Yeah, there was something. I only remember playing the NFL one and remembering coming out with Ricky on the front cover and his long locks and all of that. It they're just stuck in my mind. But I don't remember playing the NBA Street very much.
David, why'd you go NBA Street?
I loved it. I almost even put it like way too high on my board to try to pick it in the draft because I played the crap out of this game. And NFL Street was fun, but it almost like the rubber banding in it made me want to play Mario Kart if I wanted to have rubber banding. So
actually, thank you for bringing up Mario Kart. For those that are listening, these guys knew when we got into it. The other rules for best sports games, no racing games were allowed because we'll do a racing episode later on, and we've already done wrestling video games, so we'll do that. You shush your mouth down there. So yeah, non-racing and non-wrestling because we've already done one episode and we'll do another. But that is why Mario Kart is not on this list. We'll just say that. All right, let's move on. If things will work nicely. There we go. Controversial pick on this bracket. I went more for my personal taste here as far as this franchise deserved to be on the bracket. But
we will be the judge of that.
Will this version of the game, is it the best one? We'll see, but I loved it the most. And that is Mario Golf Advance Tour, the one on the Game Boy Advance that had a lot more RPG elements. And it wasn't just golf. There was a lot more involved with it. And it continued to try to do it with other iterations, but this one was the best.
This close to pissing me off. I almost picked Mario Golf my last pick for the 64.
Oh, yeah. And now that the 22 seed does not matter, I don't think anyone is going to pick this exact year either, but Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004.
I was going to pick that exact year.
Were you?
Yes.
I thought it would have been higher. So
there you go. Tiger Woods versus Mario Golf. And Tiger Woods probably deserves to be higher, but as people know, I love the matchup. So golf versus golf. Who moves on? I think that's the fun about this whole thing is the seedings only matter for points purposes, and I mess around with matchups to have fun, and it fucks up the points. So, but that's the whole thing. It's just to make things
like 03, 04, 05 are just the golden years of Tiger. So
03, 04, 05 are the golden years of EA.
Yeah.
Sports games.
That was when NASCAR was really good. That was when Madden was really good. The PS2 versions of NCAA was very good.
That's when Madden was really good, and it wasn't even the best football franchise out there at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
which golf game moves on? Tiger Woods all the way. Is it just because Mario Golf's a handheld? You guys hate handheld games?
No, if you would have done Mario Golf 64, I would have still picked Tiger.
04 was the OG, like one of the OGs. That was the goat at the time, man.
03 changed the game.
Yeah.
04 solidified the game.
Mm-hmm.
05 had the Tiger Vision, which probably it was a cheat code for sure. But,
oh yeah,
yeah,
because it was even online. Like you could use one in the 3-hole matches. I was like, that's crazy. But 04, amazing.
I think my favorite memories of this era of the Tiger Woods games is exactly that Tiger Vision stuff where you hit it up there and it's going slowly and you're just getting the spin on the ball, and then about halfway through you go, nope, I misread this. It's going the wrong way, and then you can completely get the ball to go the opposite way, and it worked out great. Robert, why did you go Tiger Woods?
I went Tiger just because that was the game that I played the most after I got my new system, and that game and another game that hopefully will make the list here in a little while. But there was something about the game with Tiger and them bringing in all the other players that was with it. It just he was that era, and it was all about him. And I remember being in line to get it when it came out at the store.
Mm-hmm. All right, other Robert, why did you pick Tiger?
I just remember renting games from like Tiger Woods back at Hollywood Video and Blockbuster, all that stuff, and just not returning them for a very long time, especially when Hollywood Video had that deal where you just rent like 2 to 3 at a time and keep them as long as you want, as you paid for monthly. And my buddy and I played the hell out of 2004.
The nostalgia, that's for sure. Let's give away some points. Not a lot of points, but points indeed.
NBA
And
Jam?
NBA Street is going to go up against Tony Hawk
Oh,
Pro Skater 2. 3 points.
might I
for
say
Drew.
a very proper placement? I would think, top 4.
I'm
Absolutely.
not mad at it. I got points at least. So
Yeah, and we know Robert has 0 for 1. So Tony Hawk versus NBA Street Volume 2.
This is going to be a close one. I think we might be split.
Have yet to be. We were split the first matchup. Are we split on this matchup? Let's see.
I want the low hanging fruit.
Tony Hawk all the way. No split at all. Taylor, why did you go with the obvious choice?
I still think it's the best of the series. The remake too is just awesome. Funny story about that one is I drove all the way in the middle of a really heavy rainstorm with some friends to go buy it from somebody that stole it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a kid. So and we stayed up all night playing it. So it was just the greatest.
Yeah, I love the remaster of 1 and 2 as well. I thought they did a really good job of it. David, why'd you go Tony Hawk?
I didn't play the first one at all because I didn't have a PlayStation yet, and it wasn't on N64 right away, I don't think. So when I got a PlayStation, this was one of the first ones I got, and I was blown away by it. And I remember one time Walmart, when they had their games able to play, like I busted out a 900 on it and just blew these like third graders' minds because obviously I played the hell out of it at home. I know how to play the game, so like, I'll just play it and show off. And
the soundtrack, guys, the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go back to our draft, and the very last pick of the draft, Robert Taylor was hemming and he was hawing. He was trying to decide which one of 2 games he was going to pick.
I missed out on Punch Out.
Did he pick the correct one? I don't know, but one of them is right here. And that's tricky. 6 points.
Little high, but
we'll see if he made the correct choice or not a little bit later on. SSX Tricky versus Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004.
I think this is really high on this one. That's why I'm going to be really mad if Punch Out's way lower than it. I'm going to be so mad at you.
It was so high on so many different boards that I was looking at. Like, again, I always kind of look up different lists just to kind of make sure I'm not missing any games or give me ideas. A lot of them were trying to figure out what game of the series I should put on here. And on SSX Tricky was like top 5 on so many different lists. It was surprising. So it got up higher. But
so that's why I put it 6th, despite it.
Yeah. Which one moves on? I can't go completely with the crowd. Tiger Woods goes on. Taylor, give some love to SSX Tricky.
I don't snowboard, and this is like at the time was my only foray into snowboard in general. You watch it on X Games and everything, but this game was fantastic, man, when it came out because it was like a really good snowboarding game for that generation, the X Games generation, and Winter X Games and everything. And it was a long time ago, but we used to go over and hang out with our friends when we were all in homeschool and play that game because he's the only one that had it. I didn't personally have it, so I just really enjoyed pulling off the tricks, and then the icy vert pipe, the half pipe that they had was always fun to play.
Hagen, I haven't let you talk about Tiger Woods yet. Why'd you pick Tiger Woods?
I mean, just one of those first games that I ever had when I got the new PlayStation 2 for me, for a game that came out and where I love golf so much more. I just love sitting in for hours, just sit and play and hide myself in the living room after Tori would go to bed for school and Denise was when we lived in the apartment, man, it was all about this game and sit for hours and hours and in the apartment. And I had a buddy that lived down a few doors down that used to come up and sit and play, and we'd sit there 5-6 hours in a sitting and not even move, and just a lot of memories with that game.
You guys are making me want to go back and play it.
I think I still have it.
I know I do. It's over here.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys messed up my possible matchup of all the cool tricks and stuff, but that's all right. Which T athlete moves on? Tony Hawk or Tiger Woods?
As I write, I felt like I was the swing vote on that one, but because Tricky was amazing. But
This is tricky. Yeah, I'm tricky. I forgot the Run DMC is the the title of the menu music song. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I believe Hagen went a certain direction, so I'll go with Hagen first. That's exactly where I thought. I believe Taylor went the opposite direction. And I was correct. So you were the swing vote in the last one. You get to be the swing vote here, sir. Tony Hawk moves on to the final four. Not a big surprise to me on that one. But there you go. We don't have a lot of points on the first quadrant, but we know of 3 results. Robert Taylor's in the lead with 6. Dave is with 3. And Robert, we know will not get any points for Tony Hawk. Let's move on to quadrant number 2. Let's give out some points, I guess. Let's have some fun. There's your old Wii Sports.
15, let's go.
And Wii Sports had a certain game on it.
Bowling.
I did not play a ton of. Bowling was the one that got the most play. This one probably had the least amount of play. So I put it up against Fight Night Round 4.
Ooh, good choice.
I almost picked Fight Night Champion.
Round 4 or Wii Sports. Who goes on? That was one of the series that I looked up as far as which one should go on.
I love the story mode in Champion. That was so fun.
Champion's good, yeah.
Can honestly say Fight Night was not a game I played a lot of.
The new boxing game better be good.
All right, who moves on?
All right.
Wii Sports, Fight Night.
Yeah, that's
no surprise. Anybody want to say anything nice about Fight Night before it goes off into the sunset?
A really fun game. Like I love the Fight Night series. It sucked as much as I enjoy UFC. It sucks that the boxing games went away after it because there was a place for them, and it's taken a good 10 years now to hopefully get another boxing game.
Yeah, that's very true.
For sure.
That's definitely been one that has kind of gone away.
That was when they finally started coming out with different weight classes, correct? In the 4th one, like the smaller guys.
I think we had to stick with it because some of the older ones you could do like Ali against Sugar Ray Leonard and smoke them. But
I will see now looking at my bracket, and I don't have any regrets on it. UFC is not on this bracket.
I would have probably put UFC 3.
I would too.
Yeah, 3 before they switched over to what's it called? EA. Before they went out with EA.
Before EA
the THQ series. UFC 3 was probably the most fun I had, and a really good online community on that one. Actually, a lot of really good skill.
Yeah, no hate to the UFC games.
Yeah.
There's so many different franchises that it just didn't make it. I just
THQ.
hadn't even thought about it until I was looking at it now.
Big ups, rest in peace, THQ.
Let's move on. And another themed matchup. And Robert Hagen went on a gamble. Picked the series that had 437 iterations to it. Did he pick the right one?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. 23, MLB The Show, last year's
I
version.
didn't know you would have.
Or, let's go really old school. How about RBI Baseball? Super old school. Back on the
RBI Baseball 3, we'd be talking.
That's fair. That is fair. But this is the original one. Honestly, in my head, I could not think of a lot of differences between the 3, so I just went with the original.
It's okay.
But it's been so long since I played them. So, Hagen, another 0, sir. Things are looking dicey. Things are looking dicey. All right, who moves on? Let's see. Ooh, the show moves on. Robert, why don't you like the new games?
I don't follow baseball as much anymore, and I'm not, so I don't, that's just it. I have a finite amount of time to play games and sports games in general nowadays, so I have to pick and choose. So
I agree, and I pick MLB The Show. So,
something like older version we could talk, but like 23, I can't play, so I can't vote for it.
so Robert, why did you say 09? And are you fine with me picking 23?
I think any of them was the thing that was good about all of them. I mean, I didn't get 23 this last year, so 22 was the last one I have purchased.
Wow,
So I haven't had, but it was the idea of the younger people were starting to play. 2007, everybody was kind of going away from 2007, 2008, going away from the Tiger game and started getting into more of the baseball. The graphics, I thought they were okay. I thought they were better than what we had seen before. And it was that first step getting to the newer versions of what was out there.
David, why did you go MLB The Show?
Because it wasn't RBI Baseball 3.
Totally
But
fair.
I agree with Robert's 09 assessment, though, because I think that was the first year I did Road to the Show a lot.
Mhm.
So I definitely get that pick. But 23 is also just damn good also.
A reason why I went 23 over 09 or any of the other years is I really love the inclusion of the Negro League history deal that they did last year. It's just one of those things with a yearly sports game that I want them to try something new and get things going. They had done it with Jeter, I believe, the year or 2 years before this. You kind of go through his year or his career. But I already knew Jeter's career, so going through the Negro League stuff was really, really cool. They did that again this year, but the reason I went 23 is this year was just a paint by numbers version of last year's game. Very little changed this
I
year.
installed it after a couple weeks.
I'm still playing. That's just the game I play the most.
Yeah.
Always. Even though I am the problem, I continue to buy it, but I'm not the problem. I don't do the cards and. I spend my $70 and that's all they're going to get out of me. Let's move on. Your number 2
My Wii
seed.
no.
What did you say?
I said Wii Sports no.
You think it's in trouble?
They're going against number 2.
Yeah. It's going up against him.
Oh, me against
Mike,
me. Yay, more points. I'm just
Mike
kidding. I didn't pick it.
Tyson's Punch Out. So you did pick the right one.
Yeah, for points.
SSX Tricky did give you more points. And by the way, if you would have said Punch Out, you wouldn't have got any points because it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Different game.
MTPO.
Punch Out had Mr. Dream or whatever, and screw that guy. No, I probably would have counted the 2.
We talked about it.
I'm totally teasing.
I made sure to clarify that with you in chat.
I only make the
thing's out.
joke. I only make the joke because you did not pick it. So
Man, it's out of focus again. Ooh, me no. There we go. Okay.
All right. Robert is back in focus. Wii Sports, Mike Tyson. Who moves on? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. Whatever.
I knew where David was going. Robert Hagen, why did you go Punch Out?
King Hippo.
Oh,
That's all you gotta say. King Hippo. Don't you remember King Hippo?
Yeah, I
That was
try
the
to
best
forget.
part of it. That was the last game I bought on my NES before I started switching over to PlayStation. So that was real late.
We've not got a Punch Out since the Wii. I don't think we ever will see one because it continues to be the most racist sports game of all time.
Can't believe we knocked out Wii Sports. This game was generational.
It was in my Final Four.
It was generational, man.
Definitely was, but it's gone now.
It sold the console.
100%. 100% it did. I
And
will
it's still
give you that.
$20 to get it.
Yeah. My parents got a Wii because of this game when they came over and played at my place. That's so yeah.
No, I totally get it. Totally get
That
it.
was a hard one.
Yeah.
All right,
And
let's go on.
it's not being represented by a, I don't want to say it on the stream, but it starts with an R. So.
we'll just move on. Your 7th seed.
Nice.
NHL 94. 7 points for David. Again, a very high scoring episode going on this one. NHL 94, MLB The Show 23. Who moves on? I'm very curious what a 2024 Punch-Out would look like, because they could not get away with the things that they got away with in their original 3 iterations. That's for sure.
Probably
could you imagine like doing the same like style of gameplay though? At least that way, like first person. You know, I know Fight Night did that a couple times, trying to do the first person thing. I think, but
the characters would have to be over the top in different ways. Let's see who goes up against Punch-Out. The show is out, and honestly, I don't disagree. I have put more hours in the MLB Show franchise than maybe any other franchise ever. NHL 94, obviously a very old game, still plays so well. As David said, they came out with another version of it a few years ago as far as the anniversary. It's just fun. It was a well-made game back in the SNES Sega Genesis days.
It was the funnest hockey game I had since Blades of Steel. So, and since, to be honest, like I don't really care about the hockey games, but again, it was also going to get picked just because I haven't played MLB. But yeah, that game after Blades of Steel is like, it's definitely up there. Blades of Steel is still my favorite, just because the fights.
That's totally fair. All right, let's go right into it. Old school games, NES versus the 16-bit era. Punch-Out, NHL 94. Who joins Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in the Final Four?
Utah, give me 2.
Can't even spell.
I can't talk, so we're 2 for 2 there.
And Robert can't show up on time. What do do?
3 minutes late, sir.
I was 3 minutes. Dealing with.
Did someone say 3 minutes?
Oh no!
3 minutes. Blah 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 blah.
You made him run away. There it is. Oh, maybe.
I think the theme music killed that group.
I don't know if it's so. Yeah, you're right, but it's so corny. Anyways.
All right, that's it. Who moves on? Wait, hold on. This is the end. I've lost my train of thought. We were talking about 3 minutes, and I lost it. Let's go, David first this time.
Tyson with a goofy underline.
I think Taylor will go the opposite, maybe.
My speed is impeccable. My timing is impenetrable.
No. Clean sweep, Hagen. Yeah, clean sweep. 2 seed goes all the way. No big surprise. Halfway through, Robert Taylor is in the lead, 21 points. David's at 10. Hagen already guaranteed 2 goose eggs.
Yeah, remember, Randy, we sent in our top pick, so this is a cerebral here.
All right, let's go to the next one. And how about NBA 2K11 or College Hoops 2K8? Will we ever get another College Hoops game now that we finally got college football back? The College Hoop games regularly were not good. At least the EA ones. 2K ones were better. But the EA College Hoop games, you could just tell they just threw out there as fast as possible and did not care.
Well, I don't know if they're just going to keep making them just like they do with these wrestling games, man. I bought the last one. I was like, I'll try. It's the first one in the 2K series that I bought. And I'm like, it's just fucking the same old as before, in my opinion. It's just disappointed.
Totally fair. All right. Who moves on? NBA, all the way NBA. No surprises to me. Hagen, why did you go NBA?
That was the Jordan cover, and you bought games for people who was on the cover, and I believe that was that game that didn't get near as much play as some of the others I'd had, but it was always on the shelf right there, ready to go.
Doof?
The only basketball game I played online was this game, and I played it against Randy. And I lost.
Nice.
I think I couldn't miss in the first half, and then I couldn't make a damn thing the second half. But yeah, Jordan being on it, the Jordan story and everything, it was a great game. And probably I've played a lot of the NBA games, and this one I've played 3 times as much as any other one, easily.
Mhm.
And with that being the 2K franchise, I feel like that was around the time people really started saying, wait a second, EA, what the hell? You know what I mean? And then it started
Yeah.
really looking the other way too. So
It's funny you brought that up.
Hmm.
Because your next matchup is ESPN NFL
Ooh, game
2K5, and you knew I had to do it. Is it better than Madden 2005? This was the battle that year. And EA had to bring out the wallets to win this battle.
there's a reason.
But which game is better?
Hmm.
I was writing before you even.
I figured. When I started this idea where I knew I was going to do the sports video games, this was a matchup I already just locked in. It was just where in the bracket it was going to go.
Yeah. One of those wacky Randy rankings I noticed too.
Yeah.
Or seedings, I should say. Yeah.
And David was talking about we should do bonus points for which Madden made it. And I went, no, because it was locked in a long time ago.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which one was going to make? Is this the best Madden? I don't know. But this was the rivalry back then. So who moves on? Oh, I thought Hagen for sure was going to go Madden. He was just talking about the cover, and Ray Lewis was on it, and I went, that's going to just sway him.
I know, you had Ray Lewis on there, you had Terrell on the other one, but there was just something about that 2K game compared that year, and Madden 05 is still one of my favorite ones, but I think that year it just slightly edged. 2K was really ramping up, and that's what I get screwed.
I think it was
because I had both.
Slightly.
I had both of those in my final four. I think
was the hit stick introduced in this year, or was it the year before?
For Madden,
was,
you would think this year with Ray Lewis on the cover. It feels like this
2005.
Yeah, but 2K5 was like the best simulated sports experience to this day, in my opinion. Still, like you really felt like you were watching a game presentation on your TV while you were playing it, and it has been matched.
I mean, obviously, when you look at the logo, ESPN very much was a big part of that display. It looked exactly like a Sunday Night Football game. You had Chris Berman doing the halftime stuff.
That was my favorite. With highlights from your own game you just played.
First person view was weird, but at least they were trying different things. And it was $20. That is what all sports games should be now.
I forgot about that.
That's right. Every 2K series game at that time was $20. That was their whole
that year. They
model.
Went, all right, screw it, because we're coming out every year. It's $19.99, and Madden went, never mind. We'll just buy the license for the NFL.
EA got trumped, man.
Yeah, I'm still really.
Makes you think what would happen to that any of the EA Sports franchises had they not had Madden said, nah, we're good, or the NFL, just.
All right, you ready to create some havoc?
Maybe.
I joked about if Robert Taylor had just put Punch Out, I wasn't going to give him points. I only said that because he didn't pick it, but I had told him earlier that the only difference between Mike Tyson Punch Out and Punch Out is the final boss, and that was after Mike Tyson got arrested, and it didn't change the game. A lot of people may say that the pick for the 4th seed and the pick from other people is the same game. I disagree. Because your 4 seed is NBA Jam Tournament Edition, not NBA Jam. So again,
they are different.
0 points.
So again, I get screwed
because you picked the wrong game.
Yeah. No.
We'll talk about it afterwards. Right now, NBA 2K11 and NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Which one moves on? Robert broke the record for most points in a single episode, now trying to break the record for the least amount of points in a single episode.
It's probably going to happen, too. No three-peat coming this time.
No, absolutely not. When you just said NBA Jam, I was like, oh, damn, that's funny.
Well, my Final Four.
Yeah, you're not the only one. But I was sticking to my guns on this.
They are different.
They are different. All right, let's see them.
Out of spite now.
Yeah, I agree. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. It does move on. Listen, I own the arcade 1-up version of NBA Jam, and it has 3 games on it. NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and Inside Drive or some garbage. Totally different game, different rosters. This was basically the sequel to NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Just because they called it Tournament Edition. It was basically the next year's version of the game. It's the same as Madden 05, but it's different than 06. That's the difference to me.
And you can't break the backboard in this one, if I remember right. And it was really upsetting.
Yeah, it was basically like NBA Jam 1.5, kind of like what was the that semi-sequel expansion game of Borderlands after Borderlands 2 was before Borderlands 3.
Tiny
pre-sequel in a sense, yeah. So kind of same thing in essence. Like it was a full game, but it was really expansion on the game engine.
It added a bunch of different cheat codes. It added hotspots. It added. I know there were a lot more hidden characters in Tournament Edition than in the original one.
Bill Clinton, I think.
Yeah. On my arcade 1-up,
Yeah.
it is two completely. The rosters are completely different, so the stats are completely different. So sorry, Robert, you just ended up picking the wrong one.
Screwed all the way around tonight. I had all the games, just wrong.
You did. You had all the franchises, sir. You didn't have any of the games.
Damn.
So you only lost like 2 points with mine.
All right, here you go. This is a tough one, I think. ESPN NFL 2K5 or NFL Blitz.
I'm calling
it's not that tough, dude, brother. It's not that tough.
5 whole points for David. Massive scores this week. And as you said, the averages are going to go down. Everybody have their pick? Let's see them.
That's a what?
See? You said it wasn't that hard, and you were on.
Yeah, because one of them's going for the points, and he doesn't actually mean it. we all just sat there and talked about how this is the greatest football game.
Yeah, this is the greatest arcade football game.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was going to say, that's the thing. So when I worked at the Lanes, I remember those 2 games coming out, and Blitz and NBA Jam sat next to each other in the arcade, and you got to hear, yeah, on fire. And then you come look over, and then it's yeah, exactly. So it's like,
this is a travesty. Tecmo Bowl is better than fucking NFL Blitz. Part of my life. So,
no, it isn't.
I know. I'm just being spiteful now.
Because I'm still playing Blitz, like the original one. Because the only reason I don't have the 1-up machine, I think, is because they have the original, then like 2000, and then a gold edition. And I was like, I'd only play one, and it's the original.
But you're just there to play the one. It's the same with me in a NBA Jam. I just play Tournament Edition, and
yeah.
I don't even know if I've turned on Inside Drive. I've tried NBA Jam and Tournament Edition. But
that's when I complained about the rubber banding on Street, and Blitz originated it. So get a 2-touchdown lead, and you can't catch a pass.
All right, so here you go. NBA Jam Tournament Edition or NFL Blitz. Which one moves on? Some interesting comments have been made on this episode. I like it.
Some lies have been told.
Some setups by you have been made, and I love it. All right, let's start with the grumpy one.
This is purely spite.
You weren't even the grumpy one. The other grumpy one. But
My bad.
You can hold it up. You can.
It's all in the first name, I guess.
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
David, a clean sweep. Yeah. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So far, the top seeds in each quadrant have moved on.
That vote would have been NFL 2K5 had some people been honest with themselves and
No honesty in this show. What are you talking
I'm gonna
about?
sleep so good tonight still.
Let's go
I
to the
got
final quadrant
let me turn this light down.
and let's go old school.
Blades of
This
Steel.
game has been mentioned. Yes.
Damn it.
Blades
Ah,
I almost picked
Steel.
that.
I almost picked that as one of mine. I almost picked it.
against Baseball
Oh.
Stars.
That's a good one.
Doesn't get enough respect. I will honestly say that Blades of Steel is probably a little underranked for this, but I
Yeah.
wanted to give Baseball Stars its love and make this the 16-17 matchup.
But I feel like Baseball Stars doesn't get enough love because of one of the ones I picked, which should be on this ranking. Just that franchise in general got more love back in the day. So
Well, one's way older than the franchise that you
yeah, but just, that's why people don't talk about it though anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. Show me an answer. Whoa, I'm actually
Whoa.
kind of shocked by this.
Wow.
I just said that
Wow.
Baseball Stars is underrated, but it beats Blades of Steel. You love
I feel
to
like
see
that was a
it.
shot at me.
I played the crap out of Baseball Stars too. Well, not two, but as well.
Right. Hey, Taylor, give some love to Blades of Steel before it goes away.
What kind of love do I have to give that it's history, like in the amount of like you played the game to fight?
Yeah.
Like you skated around trying to start a fight, and it was great because you had what was it like 5 little diamonds, and you're trying to land the punches, and that I mean honestly, to be honest, Blades of Steel, the gameplay itself for hockey wasn't that good. You just played to fight, and it was fun when you were that age.
It was a fighting game
There-
on ice.
Yeah,
There is
exactly.
a baseball game that did not make this bracket that kind of had that same feel of Blades of Steel. Is that Cyborg game? Does anybody remember that from the NES?
Oh, yeah.
Where you just
Nope.
beat each other up at the bases.
Yeah.
But the baseball wasn't very good, and there's enough baseball games on this bracket, so it did not get in. All right, let's get into the final first round matchup of this whole bracket, and your number 9 seed is Rocket League.
Ooh,
And
yeah,
it-
I didn't
I will
even think
say
about
this-
that one.
Right now, I am going to use David's idea. 2 bonus points are on the line. FIFA had to make the bracket because that franchise is the most popular in the world. So I put FIFA here at the 24 seed. Put down the year of the FIFA game you believe made the bracket. And if you get it right, I will give you 2 bonus points right now. I'm
I
not
feel
a
like it's
FIFA
got to
guy,
be a World Cup here.
but it had to make the bracket. All right.
This is my guess.
I want you to, when you reveal it, just keep it up for when I reveal the game, but we'll go full screen so everybody can see it first. Let's see your answers. 10, 12, and 13. The correct answer was great. It's 14. Robert, you're so close.
Weird.
Very
Makes it
weird.
worse that I missed it.
I love the fact that I keep just screwing Hagen out of points, and it's not even anything I'm doing on purpose. I created this months ago. I haven't tried to do Doof's idea for bonus points and messes.
Real life's the
Rocket
best
League or FIFA?
Can I ask a question before we is this the only soccer game on there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask that before I said I would have probably put one of the iterations of Pro Evolution Soccer on there before FIFA, but
Yeah, Pro Evolution is up there. Just FIFA is just so popular around the
Yeah,
world. I had to
Winning
get
11,
one of them.
I
on
played
there.
a lot.
secretly wanted to put Mega Man Soccer instead of FIFA just to be really
FIFA
fun.
10 was the last time I played one.
Death Row still should have been on here, but Randy kind of made it seem like it wasn't going to be.
No, it definitely was not going to be. There's a lot of good sports franchises that don't make this list.
Yeah.
What was the battle? FIFA
It's Rocket League and FIFA 14. Let's see. Who moves on? Whoa. No love for Rocket League? I love that game.
I probably should revisit it, but I wasn't a fan personally when I started picking it up. But I probably should revisit it now because it wasn't my thing then, I guess.
But do not play like ranked matches. The people have gotten way too damn good.
Yeah. It's like the funnest game that I'm bad at.
Yes.
And I don't mind.
If I play with non-serious people, that game today is an absolute blast. If you play with people that are taking the game still seriously, it is brutal because the level of skill in that game, absolutely insane. I'll just tell my story real quick, and then we will move on. I went to a video game convention in Texas the year that Rocket League came out. Rocket League comes out, and it's a PlayStation Plus game. So I got it day one, like a lot of people, and nobody knew how to play. As I joked with friends, it was a bunch of kindergartners playing soccer for the first time. Everyone just chased the ball. There was no strategy yet. People didn't know how to do all this crazy stuff. And we were pretty good. Me and my buddies, we played a lot, and we won far more matches than we lost. And then I travel for a week. I even play in a Rocket League event down there with some of the YouTube creators, and I scored a couple goals, and I felt all cool. All right, I'm really good at this Rocket League thing. And I came back, and everyone was flying. That was not a thing when I left. It was like the skill after about a week was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the few times you and I played together online, was playing that when it
Probably.
on PlayStation Plus. So that was, so I wasn't a fan.
All right, let's move on. We got 2 games left. This game has also been mentioned, possibly too highly ranked, but gotta go with your heart. Gotta go with your heart in a game I still go back and play. It's
Tecmo Super Bowl.
What game did you think?
MVP Baseball 05.
Tecmo Super Bowl is my
which,
first
if there's
love as far as
justice,
sports.
should be at number 8 on the next release there. Because there's no way we leave that off the list. I will be livid.
Oh, no. I don't want you livid.
This will be the last time I'm on until the next time.
Until next week.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Let me see. Tecmo. David, Baseball Stars give you one last chance to give some love to it.
I mean, it was like the first game I think you'd actually technically be Babe Ruth for that big team. And he had the all women's team that I made my cousin always choose because I like to pick on him. And but yeah, I played that game to death, and Tecmo Super Bowl is definitely better than the original, but nostalgia was stronger.
It was the first one to use to allow real names. So that's what the greatness about it was, right? So, I mean, that's why Tecmo Super Bowl holds a special place, I think, in a lot of people's hearts. So,
Hey, what about you?
For me, it was Tecmo Bowl. So many memories of that. Was Christmas and Thanksgiving. As soon as the holidays come around, I knew my cousin and I would sit and play Tecmo Bowl because that was the game he loved to do. And so the memories of sitting, instead of hearing mom and dad and aunts and uncles playing card games, him and I were glued to the TV playing Tecmo Bowl. So,
well, this is Tecmo Super Bowl, but
Well,
Tecmo Bowl was a lot of fun. Super Bowl made it completely more fun, is then you actually got the legit teams involved and the full seasons, and the stats that they kept were so much fun. And you got to give it a lot of love. One game left on this bracket.
Come on.
One guess apiece. No bonus points. We already did the bonus point game. Robert, what game do you think is the 8th
It's
seed?
got to be MVP baseball 05. It's got to be.
Hagen, what is your pick?
I was gonna lean that way, but I I was thinking backyard baseball. I'm just gonna go corny with it.
All
Mario
love to
Tennis.
Pedro in that game.
Mario Tennis. Oh my god! I swear to God.
You guys
Or even
don't,
Mario Strikers.
guys don't play the meta at all when you're on bad brackets, and you need to start playing the meta. You're 8 seed.
Mm.
We're
You
here
left
because of
MVP.
NCAA football.
You left MVP baseball off the list.
I was not a big MVP baseball guy. I'll be 100% honest. MVP baseball was far better than the 2K series. It was better than the World Series one. It was better than All Stars. So during its time, it was great. But did not make the bracket. NCAA football had to make it. Especially 14, because it gave you 11 years of being the college football game. And people have revamped it.
This is about time I turn into like Sean Connery from SNL. I just
Leather glove.
That's what I think. That's what this show is all about. It's just turning people into Sean.
I feel
Connery.
like the only time I was on the show was that, where it's like what were we doing on that one? But I was like,
is it 90 sitcoms? Is that what?
Yeah, 90 sitcoms. So confident one was going to be on the list and it wasn't. I forgot what it was, but I was.
Or no, what one were you? Yeah, you were on 90 sitcoms.
Yeah, because I think it was Living Single wasn't on the list or something.
Oh yeah.
There was no way it wasn't on the list. And
it wasn't.
There it goes. It wasn't.
All right, but FIFA 14, NCAA football 14. Which one moves on?
BCS might have been gone already, but BCS sucked in the game too.
I can't remember now for 14. It might have been gone.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember.
I just hope you caught my subtitle.
I did.
Parentheses. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Rancid Randy does return.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Joe Hendry would not have left MVP baseball 5 off the list. Yeah.
All right, Super Bowl or NCAA football 14.
See, and here's the part that sucks is like I know why it had to be on the list. It's supposed to be on the list. It should have been on the list a long time ago, but not at the expense.
Yeah. I can hear the argument of that over RBI baseball. I will give you that. It just did not make it. All right, let's see who moves on. Let's start with Taylor.
Like I said, I see why it's on there. I get it. It's just not at the expense. It should have been on there a long time ago.
Hagen. All right, David. Break another tie. The amount of hours I'm going to be playing that game by the time this episode comes out is not helpful.
I wish I had time with work and my backlog.
I'm making time. I don't have time either, but I'm making time.
I told you earlier today when I texted you, I have to buy a new system. I have not upgraded. I'm still playing on a PS4, so I'm gonna have to play. No, everything I have seen says it's only coming out on PS5.
I'm just saying in general, it's okay to still be playing PS4. Yeah. Great console.
So I might toss in Virtua Tennis on here at least. I'd love to be one tennis game.
Yeah, Top Spin probably would have been the one that made it, but it did not quite make it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Which game will be in our finals first? I was going to start with David, but he is writing a masterpiece down there. Now he's ready to go. Let's see it.
Sorry, Tony Hawk. I hate to vote against you.
All right, Robert Hagen. I was deciding. Yeah, is it a clean sweep?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
No, it's not a clean sweep.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Was it not?
Mike Tyson moved on, sir.
On your whiteboard.
Mike,
it
oh, I
is.
didn't see Robert. Sorry, Mike Tyson moved on over Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
What? What? Damn nostalgia.
I'm old. What
It
else can I
happens.
say?
I can beat Mike Tyson, so I gotta move him up as high.
I would pick Skate or Die over Mike
Oh.
Tyson Punch Out. All right,
I don't think you would.
I would.
Would
Skate-
you? Would
not
you
Skate or
pick?
Die, sorry, Skate or Die 2. Apologize.
Would you pick California Games over Mike Tyson Punch Out? Go
No.
really old
Hacky
school.
Sack
That
was
game,
really
is,
fun
that game
back
is
then.
so bad.
It was fun, but no, it was
The
bad.
Hacky
as
Sack is
fun.
about all I can do.
But man, no.
All right, NBA Jam Tournament Edition or NCAA Football 14. Which one moves on? Again, this is getting recorded a couple of days before we finally can get our hands on the new NCAA football. But a couple days after when this releases, hopefully the new game replaces 14 on this bracket. If we ever do it again, we'll see. Let's start with, let me get you guys on the right thing. Let's start with Taylor this time.
Like I said, I know why you put it on the list.
Mhm.
I'm still in protest for it being in there in place of MVP Baseball 05. But
It wasn't
this-
in place of it. It just MVP didn't get on because of other games.
whatever.
NCAA was always
either way. This is NCAA was fantastic, man.
Manny
It was
Ramirez
great.
on the cover is what did it.
The unfortunate thing too, though, about it is it was kind of like during that time when everybody started. Let's just say it stopped at the right time, I guess, because the EA backlash was monstrous at that time.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what this series would have done.
yeah,
under
it was a
the EA
good
stuff.
thing, and that they stopped it because they were able to build up that goodwill still for this release.
All right, Hagen.
All right,
serious?
I'm going nostalgia. It's just because I've played it so much.
Yep. Yeah, you played that one, not the original. David, break the tie again. Ooh, and nostalgia wins again. NBA
What happened to
Jam.
NCAA rule or college rules all? What the?
I don't have a vote.
No, that
That
was
rounded
his
it.
own.
It's a whole different matchup.
doesn't rule all.
Like honestly, that NCAA it ended at the right time. So if it was like
Yeah.
one of the mid 2000s games, it
Oh,
probably would have won easily.
All right, we have a finals.
ugly final. But
I remember using like when Baylor was garbage, I would make an LCSE school and replace Baylor in the Big 12. And
this
No
isn't
creative-
protest. This is 100% nostalgia final because we're not voting on best game. So
Welcome to
Yes,
the
we are.
craziness sometimes.
no, we're not.
All right, let's start. I think I have the right order on this one. Hagen, let me see yours. Ooh, maybe we don't. I really wanted to leave it up to Taylor, but I think I know where David's going. David, go ahead and just finish it. Yeah. Robert, Taylor, where we going? Yeah, clean sweep. Clean sweep, punch out, gets the win. David, I know this is one of your favorites. You watch a lot of the speed runs of this game.
yeah, and I honestly to this day, easy top 5 favorite games of all time, period. Not even just sports games. This was like my brother would call friends over because I was in first grade and I can beat King Hippo, and it blew the fourth graders' minds that I could actually beat King Hippo. And a couple years ago, I finally got to play again. I can beat Mike Tyson now. So now I just got to be able to beat the game from start to end without losing to Tyson. But I can beat Mike Tyson. Make Will Smith happy with that song.
There you go.
I like that
Hagen.
because I could beat Battletoads now. So it's kind of the same
Hey.
thing. Like when you get older, your
That's
reflex
that's
is a little
good one,
better.
too. My claim to fame is the original Turtles game. That's
That
a
game
horrible one.
I still love it.
And that's the one game I could beat as an adult that I could not as a kid. But Hagen, why did you go Punch Out?
I went. I mean, the characters probably do it more for me. It was one of the very first games I ever bought when I finally was able to buy a system. I didn't play a lot of video games in my early time, so Glass Joe, you got King Hippo. I mean, just more memories of more nostalgia, more memories of playing the game.
Absolutely. Here are your bonus points. David got the extra 5 for getting the champion right. He gets 9. He also had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on there. Robert Taylor and Robert Hagen both had Punch Out in their final 4, so they got 2 points. Nobody had all 4 of their final 4. That everything made the bracket.
Did I get
Partially.
scores? Did I get points for Tony Hawk being?
Oh, you do have Tony Hawk down there.
I sent that to you and ESPN. Tony Hawk's right there.
Yeah, I did not give it a green.
Just want to make sure, sir. ESPN should have been there, but whatever.
Good catch. I missed it when I was tallying.
It's okay, sir.
That is actually a really good catch. Let me just double check everything else. ESPN was out, Madden was out.
Tony Hawk final in my head before we started.
Yeah.
It's not like the 80s movies one, though. That one, I had 3 of my picks in one bracket. That was a brutal one.
So if Tony Hawk and Punch Out was there, Hagen, what are you picking? Because I already know what David O'Hare is going to pick.
Tony Hawk and Punch Out. I'm still going Punch Out.
Man.
Still going Punch Out.
Nostalgia.
All right. Let's reveal the winner of this episode. We can just clearly say it's not Hagen.
It's a golf score. Robert Hagen wins.
Yes. But it was extremely close. And again, I am very glad that somebody has a keen eye because it changed everything. Robert Taylor, 1 point win. And about a minute ago, I had David as the winner because I did not notice that I had missed getting the color on the Tony Hawk game for Robert Taylor.
Now I'm mad about tournament edition too.
Yeah, if you would have went tournament edition, you would have been able to get the win. Robert, you're now a winner on Bad Brackets, our 9th different winner. You have the floor. Celebration speech, victory celebration. What do you got?
Oh, nothing. I mean, yeah, no, this was fun.
What a disappointing winner.
Yeah. I'm still disappointed on some of the rankings and the picks, but no, it was good. It was a Punch Out's it's a good win. It's a good winner for this, but it was in my final 4 as you saw, but I just didn't think it would win. Definitely not over Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, but hey, looking forward to the next one.
As always, this is called Bad Brackets for a reason. It's here to upset you.
Want to point out though that once again we beat Robert Hagen. He knows what I'm talking about.
Did he beat Jesse's low score?
He tied Jesse's low score of 2 points.
So
Virginia.
I have the highest amount of points and the lowest amount of points. So I got 2 words for you.
See you in a couple weeks. That's more than 2 words, but I can't count. 2 of these 3 will be back next week's episode when we prepare for SummerSlam. And we look at the best matches from SummerSlam. And I will tell you right now, that bracket was really hard to make. Like, this bracket was tough. SummerSlam as well. I was messaging with David about it before, and there were about 30 some matches I put on there before I put things together, and there were really tough choices to be made. But David will be back. Robert Taylor will be back next week. Jesse Knight will join him. Hagen will be back in a few weeks when we get into some Summer Olympic talk. But that's going to do it for this week's edition of Bad Brackets. He is definitely making the bracket. And really funny, if you go back to our backyard wrestling days, Jesse Knight's wrestling character's name was Nails. It all goes full circle for sure. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the other YouTube-y things. I will acknowledge the winner of this episode, Robert Taylor. That will do it here. But until next week, don't forget, good brackets don't last forever, but bad brackets do.